What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode here, Heartletics.com, your host, Coach Joe. And I have to say, before we even get started, this episode is going to trigger you. This episode is going to piss you off, which is good, because I want that to happen. I want something, aka your good wolf, right, your inner beast, deep down inside your soul, to wake up once and for all. That's the intentions for today's podcast. And if I piss you off, I did my job. That's what I want. Now, before we get started, if let's say you guys are, brand new tuning in, you're like, who is this bald guy screaming at the camera and screaming into the mic? My name is Coach Joe. I'm an online fitness coach, certified personal trainer, certified nutritionist, certified strength and conditioning coach, and I help guys transform their lives. Plain and simple. Physically, mentally, we help guys level up in life and become the best versions of themselves. If you guys want more information on that or want to, download the free fat loss guide, visit Heartletics.com. Now, let's dive into today's episode. Here's the reality. You're going to die one day. I'm going to die one day. Okay? Just think about that. I get it, right? You're like, oh, YOLO, like whatever, like you only live once. Here's the reality, okay? You're going to die one day. I'm going to die one day. The sad truth to this is, a couple decades into the future after we pass away, no one's going to remember us besides maybe our family members. 15, 20, 30, 40 years, whatever, after you pass away, no one's going to remember you. No one's going to remember me. Sucks, right? Boo-hoo. But guess what? What are you doing today to leave a legacy so that way people can actually remember who you are? I'm going to tell you guys a little story. And this story, it sucks to say, but hopefully, once again, it wakes something up deep down inside of you. That good wolf, that inner beast that needs to wake up. Here's the story. Way back in the day, I had an internship working at a company called Hospice, which is a non-profit company where basically, nurses and people, they go and help out, the elderly before they pass away. The last few weeks of their life, they're going there to help them out, to give them support and help them, through that process, to make it easier for the families, make it easier for that individual. It was a really good job, right? A really good internship. Now, what I did specifically was marketing. Okay, meaning I was behind a desk, I was in front of a computer, and I was focusing on basically trying to contact these other businesses and companies to collect donations because it's a nonprofit company. Okay, so that was my job. But with that being said, to get me used to the company, used to the business of a hospice, right? They put me into some of the hospice homes. Now, these homes are where people go the last few, once again, weeks, maybe months, if they have that, before they pass, okay? Now, as we're going through, the tour, we're going through everything, I remember the lady that was telling us all about, everything that's going on, talking about Alzheimer's, talking about dementia. She said a lot of people here struggle with that, but it's very hard for the families. Not just that individual, the families. Because think about it. Let's say if you know somebody, let's say your mom, and that's your mom, and she doesn't know who you are, that sucks, right? That is the worst heartbreak ever. There's nothing worse than that, okay? It is a very sad truth and sad reality of what can occur, right? But I think what's sadder is what the lady told me next. And she said that as somebody is struggling to remember with, who they are current state, their mind's just gone, right? 1 foot in, 1 foot out to the other world. They have a hard time struggling because they realize the past is not who they are in the future, not who they are in the present moment. Meaning that when this individual looks into the mirror, they see an older person, they feel horrible joint pain, the signs and symptoms of getting older, and yet they're still trying to live in the past. Their mind is focused on some points in their past, and it's stuck there. And it's this hard, dividing right between the two. And it's this real gray area where the person has to cope with who they are and how it's different from the past. And that's what makes it very sad for that individual. But you know what I think makes it more sad and harder? Is the fact that when an individual, let's say they're living in the past, okay, and they look themselves in the mirror, think about this. What if that person from the past had all these desires, all these dreams of who they wanted to become, and actually, when it comes to the reality and they look themselves in the mirror, they see this old person. They see that they didn't accomplish anything that they wanted to in life. They see that it comes in terms of a reality where it feels like your soul is ripping in half because hey, you had one shot. You wanted to do X, Y, and Z with your life and you blew it. You didn't do that. You settled, which is the hardest thing to deal with in life. Settling. You know what they say? That millionaires and billionaires, right? When they go to their deathbeds, the biggest regret that they had was working hard for their money and not living the life that they wanted to. That's their biggest regret. They slaved away for a paycheck. That's it. They wanted to do more things with their family. They wanted to do more things with their life. They wanted to be ambitious. They wanted to do things and do all these amazing things in their life and leave a legacy, but they settled. That's hard. That is a hard pill to swallow. You need to remember, you're going to die. I'm going to die. And unless we decide to start leveling up and leaving a legacy, no one's going to remember us 30, 40, 50 years after we die. That's the sad truth. That's the reality of it. So what are you doing today to lead by example? What are you doing today to leave a legacy? What are you doing? Plain and simple. It's funny because parents always tell their kids they could be everything and anything that they want in life as long as they imagine, as long as they put their mind to it. But why is it that most parents live these mediocre lives? That's the reality. You're telling your kids, oh, you can be anything you want. Just put your mind to it. Work hard. You can get it. But yet us as parents, we settled. Or maybe right now we're struggling with high blood pressure, high cholesterol, high body fat because we gave up. We settled. We stopped caring. We said, oh, this is the reality. So be it. I'm just going to sit here and rot for the next several years and continue to slave away for a paycheck until retirement. And then guess what? Unfortunately, I probably got to waste all my retirement funds in order to get my health back because now I'm taking all these medications. Now I have type 2 diabetes. Now I have all this joint pain. I have a hard time getting in and out of the bed and in and out of the car. What kind of life is that? But now here's the flip side. You're in full control over changing that. And it's so easy to make that change. Get up and move. Start drinking more water. Eat healthier. Stop eating out so much. Be active. No one's trying to reinvent the wheel. No one's saying you need to run outside and do burpees in the snow. Let's face the facts here. You're lazy. You're waiting for somebody to give you this fat loss pill, and it's never going to happen. The only truth that's ever going to happen is the fact that you're going to die one day. And what are you doing today to extend your life? You can go buy a new car. You can go buy a new phone. Can you buy a new body? No. So what are you doing today to take care of your body? At the end of the day, this is going to really piss you off, especially if you're a parent. And I love it. Because remember, my job as a coach, I coach guys to become men. I help people level up mentally and physically. I'm a coach. I'm the best at it. I'm not a cheerleader. I'm not going to give you a bowl full of lollipops and sugar and sunshine and say, hey, here's a nice pat on the back. Everything's going to be okay. No, it doesn't work like that with me or anybody at Heartletics. We say what you need to hear. Not what you want to hear, what you need to hear. And here's what you need to hear that's going to piss you off. Myself, I want to be my son's biggest asset in life, not a liability. Most of you guys that's tuning in and listening to this right now, you're a liability. Meaning the older you get, guess what? Your kids are worried about you. Your kids are sad because you're unhealthy. The older you get, the harder it is for you to move around. Guess what? Your kids have to see you suffer. Your kids have to start planning out retirement homes for you. Your kids are going to start wiping your butt. That's the reality. And the bigger you are, the more unhealthier you are, you're making it harder for your kids. You're being a bigger liability to them. Most of you guys as parents, all you do is talk. And all you do is sound like hypocrites. You'll tell your kids, hey, you can be anything that you want in life, but yet you settle for a mediocre life where you just gave up and not care anymore. You tell your kids how easy it is to get in shape. Oh, Johnny, put down the tablet. Just go outside and start running. Play with your friends. Be more active. But yet you're the guy that's coming home from a hard day at work because you worked over 10 hours and you're sitting on the couch watching Netflix, drinking an IPA. Pathetic. That's the reality. Pathetic. I want to be my son's biggest asset. Guess what? In 20 years, when I'm 50 years old, you think my son's going to beat me in a game of basketball? He's going to be 23. I'm going to be 50 years old. You think I'm going to let him beat me in basketball? You think I'm going to let him out-wrestle me? I'm like fine wine. I get better with age. And you guys should be having the same feeling about yourself. But you probably don't because you settled. You probably gave up. You're probably thinking, hey, you can do anything that you want and you still got time. Unfortunately, you don't. Your time should have got started 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago when you first started struggling with being overweight, when you first started struggling with not having confidence, when you first started struggling with your body fat, with your high blood pressure. Insert pain point here. But guess what? You're thinking that they're going to make some fat loss pill that's going to change everything. You're thinking those blood pressure meds and cholesterol meds that you're taking is going to fix you, right? And you're never going to need medications anymore because of the medications that you're taking in the first place. Give me a break. You want to get off your meds? Put in the work. Go for a walk. Eat healthy. Stop being lazy. Stop procrastinating. Stop feeding the bad wolf that's going to tell you every single Monday when you decide to get started, there's another excuse. There's another excuse. There's another excuse. Stop making these BS goals for yourself, aka New Year's resolution of, this is the year. This is the year I make a change. Like, no. You want to make a change, invest into your damn health. You want to make a change, prioritize yourself once and for all. Stop worrying about your clothes. Stop worrying about your cars. Stop worrying about your phones and your tablets. Guess what? Start worrying about your health. Because you only got one body. You can't trade this in for another one. Once again, right? Like, the reality is this. Sad truth. You're going to die. I'm going to die. And unless we're leaving a legacy, no one's going to remember who you are at all. No one's going to remember me. That's why every single day I wake up motivated. I wake up looking to leave a legacy. I wake up making sure that this is my last day on earth. I'm doing everything that I decided and said I was going to be. I'm not going to settle. I literally try to die each and every day because the old me from yesterday, from last week, last month, last year is gone, forgotten about it. I'm on the path to greatness. I'm on the path to becoming the best version of myself. And each and every day I am living that life and becoming the best version of myself. Why? Because I'm not settling. I'm not settling for who I was yesterday, who I was last week, last year. And some of you guys that's listening right now has settled 20 years ago, 15 years ago, however long you've been struggling with your health and fitness goals, you have settled. How does that make you feel? This is your life. It's not going to change unless you do. Plain and simple. How do you not understand that? So the question is, right? Do you want to keep on living this way, yes or no? Do you want to keep on being this liability for your kids? Do you want to continue to make these horrible, horrible examples and horrible habits for your family's sake? Or do you want to decide to stand up, to start living your best life, to start making things good again once and for all? When's the last time you actually felt proud of yourself? When's the last time you actually looked at yourself in the mirror and said you loved yourself? When's the last time you were actually happy? That can all change. All of it can change the minute you decide to take action. The minute you decide to prioritize your health. The minute you decide to start killing yourself of these bad habits and start living in these good habits to become this 2.0 version of yourself, where you are the best version of yourself, not just physically, but most importantly, mentally. When are you going to decide to start doing that? When is it going to be this reality check for you? Hopefully, if you made it to the end of this, episode, it's today. And tomorrow, you start doing the right things. Today. It's only going to get harder unless you start today. You're going to die. I'm going to die. Let's start making our lives the best lives ever. It's not that hard. It's very simple. You want to know how simple it is? Go to Heartletics.com. Download the free fat loss guide. Check out the free fat loss coaching video. Schedule a discovery call with me, and we can talk mano a mano. Because at the end of the day, I bet you anything, right? The reason why you're stuck right now is no one's in your corner helping you. You don't have a community. You don't have anybody holding you accountable. You don't have any support. And you keep on thinking you're this own body mechanic and you can do it all on your own. How well has that been working out for you? That's the reality. If you want to change your life, go visit Heartletics.com. That's all I need to say. Guys, I really hope you guys got some value from today's episode and feel inspired, feel motivated to start doing the right things once and for all for your health's sake. Not just for you, but for your family. And if you did get any value at all, please make sure to share this on your social media with a friend, with a family, whoever needs to hear this so that way they can start waking up. With that being said, I really hope you guys got some value from today's episode, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Once again, this has been Coach Joe with Heartletics.com, and I'll talk to you guys in the next episode. Peace out, Girl Scout.